evening.
Mind telling me why you're circling this neighborhood?
I just dropped the fare at the corner, sir. I'm heading back toward downtown.
Step out of the car for me.
Is there a reason,
I've got my
officer?
hands right here.
The reason is you don't belong on this street at 2 in the morning. Let's go.
I'm a taxi driver. Check the meter.
Sarge, he's got a trip logged on the dash. Maybe we just see his ID.
Hold on. Reaching for my...
They slammed the black taxi driver against his own hood. Hard. So hard the whole car shook. The older white cop shoved his elbow into the man's neck and growled, "You don't belong here, boy. Wealthy neighborhood. Middle of the night. So what are you really doing here?" The rookie next to him shook, hand hovering near his gun. And the man they were pinning down, quiet, calm, soft-spoken Malik Jeffries, kept whispering, "Sir, please? I didn't do anything. I'm just working." But what the officers didn't know was this. They weren't manhandling some random taxi driver. They were assaulting a man whose name could shut down their entire department with one phone call. And when the truth came out, the whole street, every camera, every witness, would remember this night forever. Before we go deeper into this insane story, hit that subscribe button so you never miss stories like this, and drop a comment telling us where in the world you're watching from. Step out of the car. Now. Blue and red lights bounced off the million-dollar homes behind him. Expensive lawns. Quiet streets. Perfect hedges. And there, right in the center of all that calm, chaos was unfolding. Officer Brett Halford, tall, broad, red-faced, with that angry cop stare, leaned into his spotlight and barked at Malik like he was talking to an animal. "Hands where I can see him. You think I didn't notice you circling this block?" Malik blinked against the blinding light. His fingers tightened on the steering wheel. "Sir, I just dropped a passenger off." Halford sneered. "Yeah. And let me guess, you forgot to mention you're casing houses." Behind him, Officer Drew Kelman, the rookie, younger, thin, jumpy, hovered like he was afraid of both men. Halford circled the taxi like a shark. "I know your type. Late-night worker. Old car. Wrong skin color for this block." Malik's voice stayed steady. "Quiet. Almost too quiet. Officer, I'm just trying to get home." "Get out of the car," Halford snapped. "Now, before I drag you out." A few houses away, a phone lifted. A neighbor was already recording. Malik Jeffries didn't look like trouble. He was 32, tired eyes, smooth dark skin, short well-kept beard, and a taxi driver uniform that hung loose on his frame. He looked like a man who worked long hours and slept too little. He was soft-spoken. He never rushed anyone. Never raised his voice. He had a beat-up yellow taxi with peeling paint and a window that jammed every other day. A GPS from 2012. Stickers from his kids on the dashboard. Drawings of stars and rainbows. And in the glove compartment, folded carefully in a plastic sleeve. Something no one would ever guess. Something that could flip this entire night upside down. But for now, he looked like an ordinary black man in the wrong place at the wrong time. That was all Halford saw. Halford stepped closer, hand brushing his holster. "This neighborhood has rules. People like you don't just drive around at 1 a.m. Malik swallowed hard. "People like me?" Halford smirked. "You heard me." Drew, the rookie, shifted anxiously. "Oh, Brett, maybe he's really just a driver." Halford snapped at him. "Drew, shut up and watch how this is done." The rookie flinched like a scolded child. Malik lifted both hands slowly, opening the door with his elbow so Halford wouldn't think he was reaching for anything. "Officer, I'm stepping out." Halford moved fast. He grabbed Malik by the collar and yanked him out so violently that Malik stumbled and hit the pavement on one knee. "Hey." Malik gasped. "I didn't." Halford slammed him against the hood. His cheek scraped hot metal. The rookie jerked back in shock. "Brett." He didn't resist. Halford barked. "Of course he did. Look at him. He's nervous, fidgeting, clear signs he's hiding something." Malik whispered, voice trembling but steady. "Officer, I'm just tired. I've been driving all day. Please." But Halford pressed harder, leaning his weight onto Malik's back. "Nah, you're up to something. I can smell it." The bystander filming whispered loudly. "Oh my God, he didn't do anything." More people peeked from windows. Another phone went up. Someone whispered, "Not again, not on this street." Halford turned and shouted, "Stay back. This man is a suspect." Malik's chest tightened. A suspect? For what? Existing? He squeezed his eyes shut. He'd lived his whole life trying not to look like a threat. Soft voice. Slow movements. No sudden gestures. But tonight, none of it mattered. Halford wasn't seeing a man. Only a profile. A stereotype. Halford barked. "Empty your pockets." On the hood. Malik's hand shook. "Sir, Can I move my hands? Halford rolled his eyes. Oh, now you want permission. Well, slowly. Malik set his wallet and keys on the hood. Halford snatched the wallet. Malik Jeffries, Brooklyn. Figures. He tossed it toward the ground. The rookie tried again. Brett, come on. He's cooperating. Halford snapped. Rookie, if you're scared of a little pressure, go back to desk duty. Malik whispered. Officer Kelman. Please, you can see I'm not a threat. Drew's eyes darted nervously. He knew. He could see it. But fear held his tongue. Halford grabbed Malik's chin, forcing him to look up. What's in the trunk? Stolen items? Tools for break-ins? Drugs? It's just a spare tire and jumper cables, Malik answered softly. Halford grinned, a cold, hateful grin. We'll see. He started moving toward the trunk. Malik's heart hammered. Not because he had anything to hide, but because he knew what the wrong officer could do with a little power and no supervision. Malik stayed perfectly still. He didn't cry. He didn't yell. He'd learned that calm could be armor, even if the world didn't respect it. His breathing stayed even, slow, controlled. Inside, fear tore at him. Not fear of guilt, he had none. Fear of escalation. Fear of becoming another headline. Fear of losing his kids who'd hugged him at dinner and said, Daddy, come home safe tonight. He whispered their names under his breath. Lena. Micah. Halford swung open the trunk and shined his flashlight inside. Jumper cables. Old blanket. Nothing else. Empty, Drew said quietly. Just like he said. Halford ignored him. He stomped back toward Malik. Then, he unlatched his holster. The crowd gasped. Drew panicked. Brett, what are you doing? He didn't do. Halford hissed. Something's off. He's hiding something big. I know it. He pressed his hand on the grip of his gun. And Malik, still pinned to the hood, whispered, Sir, please? I'm begging you. That was when Halford noticed the glove compartment slightly open. And he stormed toward it. Ah, there it is. The real reason you're out here. He reached inside aggressively, pulled out the plastic sleeve, held it up, and froze. Because inside was something no one expected. Something that should have changed everything. He stared, confused, then angry. What the hell is this? But Malik just closed his eyes. He knew this moment was coming. He knew the truth would hit like thunder. Halford turned to the rookie. Drew, you ever seen something like this in a taxi driver's car? But even Drew took a step back, whispering, Brett, you need to calm down. This was the moment the storm began to turn, slowly, silently. But the flip, the real flip, would come later, stronger than anyone imagined. And Malik whispering, Officer, maybe you should read it. Halford stood frozen in the beam of his own flashlight, the night wind brushing against the plastic sleeve in his shaking hand. His face twisted, first in confusion, then annoyance, then something darker, something close to fear. Inside that sleeve wasn't a weapon. Wasn't a forged document. Wasn't anything illegal. It was a single, thick, embossed credential card. With a gold seal. And a federal emblem. A real one. United States Special Protective Service, Level 5 authorization. Halford didn't fully understand what that meant. But Drew did. And the rookie's face drained of all color. Brett, Drew whispered, voice cracking. You need to put that down. Right now. Halford barked. What? It's fake. Has to be. Nobody like him has clearance like this. But even the way he said like him made the crowd murmur. The bystanders filming zoomed in. Someone whispered, Oh my God, is this guy? Another voice, no way. A taxi driver? With that clearance. But Malik stayed still. Still pinned. Still silent. Still calm. He knew the weight of what Halford was holding. And he knew Halford had no idea how deep the trouble he was digging really went. Halford tossed the sleeve on the hood like it was trash. Fake ID, he insisted loudly. I've seen scams like this before. You're impersonating a federal. Drew finally snapped. Brett, that's a federal identity card. You don't toss those. You don't touch those without protocol. People gasped. Halford whipped around. Are you taking his side? Drew's hands trembled. I'm taking the side of my career. Malik, still pressed against the hood, spoke softly. Officer, if you read the second page, very carefully, you'll understand. Halford snatched up the sleeve with the same disrespect as before and flipped it open again. Behind the ID card was a folded letter with a navy blue header. Stamped with a crest. Signed. and below the signature were 9 bold words. Presidential security clearance, active protective assignment. Halford's mouth fell open. What the? Drew stepped closer, voice shaking. That's a White House emblem, Brett. You just assaulted someone with presidential clearance. Halford laughed, sharp, panicked, forced. No, this is a joke. A prank. Nobody with clearance like that drives a taxi. Malik's voice was almost sad when he answered. That's exactly why I drive one, officer. Halford spun around and grabbed Malik by the collar again. You tell me right now what this is. Drew lunged forward. Brett, let him go. But Malik raised one hand gently, an odd, quiet signal. Officer Kelman, Malik murmured, it's okay. He's already done what he came here to do. Drew backed off slowly, confused. Halford growled. Tell me the truth or I'm arresting you for forgery, impersonation of a federal. You can't, Malik said calmly. Because it's real. Halford shoved him again. The cameras zoomed closer. Real? Halford spat. Real? Then why the hell is a federal protector driving a taxi? Malik looked up, face tired, eyes soft and broken in a way that made the crowd fall silent. Because sometimes, he said, powerful people choose to live quietly. He took a breath. And sometimes, they don't want to be seen as powerful. Because it changes how the world treats them. Halford scoffed. What does that mean? Malik turned his head, cheek still pressed to the hood. It means I wanted my kids to grow up thinking I'm normal. That their dad works hard like everyone else. That life doesn't revolve around danger or secrets. He blinked slowly. It means I drive a taxi because it's the only job where I don't have to give orders, or hide behind tinted windows or carry a gun. Another breath. It means you didn't pull over a criminal tonight. He looked Halford in the eye. You pulled over a man who protects presidents. Gasps rippled through the crowd like a wave. Halford stepped back, breathing hard, mind scrambling. This is insane. You're lying. Malik shook his head. Check the hotline number on the back. Drew didn't wait. He tapped his radio with a shaking hand. Dispatch, I need authentication on a federal ID number. Urgent. Static. Then a voice came back. Rookie, are you sure? That's a restricted channel. Just run it. Drew yelled, desperation cracking through. Another pause. Then. ID confirmed. Repeat, ID confirmed. Mr. Malik Jeffries is an active federal protective operative with priority clearance. You are to stand down immediately. Halford froze. The street froze. The world froze. Even the wind seemed to pause. Then. Also, dispatch added cautiously, we're showing a note on his file. It says, if local enforcement detains him, alert White House command. Every phone recording caught that sentence. Halford's face drained. White House? What? Drew staggered backward. Brett. Oh God. What did we do? Malik stood slowly, stretching his sore shoulders. The rookie stepped forward immediately. Sir, I'm so sorry. Malik offered him a calm nod. You tried. That matters. Then he turned to Halford. The older officer stepped back like Malik was holding a weapon. Stay away. I didn't know who you were. Malik didn't raise his voice. You didn't need to. You didn't care who I was. Halford swallowed. The cameras caught everything. How was I supposed to know? You weren't supposed to know, Malik said gently. You were supposed to treat me like a human being. Halford shook his head rapidly, sweating. You can't do anything to me. You got no right. But Drew whispered. Brett, he doesn't have to do anything. He pointed toward the end of the street. 2 black SUVs were rolling in silently. No sirens. No headlights. Just authority. Real authority. Halford's knees buckled. The SUVs stopped. 4 shadowed silhouettes stepped out. Dark suits. Earpieces. Badges that glinted in the streetlights. Agent Jeffries, one of them said with respectful urgency. We received distress notification. Are you harmed? Malik shook his head. No. Just tired. The federal agent turned slowly toward Halford. Which officer initiated physical contact with our operative? Halford began shaking. Violently. I didn't know. The agent didn't blink. That is not what I asked. Every witness raised their phones. The rookie's voice cracked. It was him. Officer Halford. The agent nodded once. 2 federal officers stepped forward toward Halford. He panicked, stumbling back. Wait. You can't arrest me. I was doing my job. No, the federal agent said, cold as ice. You were abusing it. One of the officers read him his rights as he was handcuffed, the same way he'd grabbed Malik. The crowd erupted. Some cheered. Some cried. Some looked stunned that justice was happening this quickly, this publicly. Halford screamed, "Please? I didn't know. I didn't know who he was." The lead agent turned to him with a harsh glare. "That was the problem, officer. You didn't care who he was." When the chaos settled, Malik finally exhaled. Drew approached him, eyes red. "Sir, I'm so sorry. I should have stopped him." Malik placed a hand on his shoulder. "Then start now," he said softly. "Be better. Be brave. Speak when it matters." Drew nodded quickly, tears threatening. "Yes, sir. I will. I swear." The federal agent stepped up again. "Agent Jeffries, we can escort you home." But Malik looked around at the crowd, tired, hurt, shaken. "No," he said. "I'll drive. Like I always do." He started walking toward his taxi. The agent frowned. "Why?" Malik smiled gently. "Because if I stop living like a normal man, then men like Halford win." Before he got in the car, Malik turned to the rookie one last time. "Officer Kelman," he said softly, "power doesn't make you dangerous." He paused. "Fear does." Then he closed his door, started the engine, and drove into the night, quietly, calmly, like nothing had happened at all. But every witness knew. Something had changed. And nobody on that street would ever forget the name Malik Jeffries. If you felt this story, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and tell us in the comments. What would you have done if you witnessed this moment? Your thoughts matter more than you know.